As we continue our series, Homeless in Steubenville, Bridging the Gap, I spoke with entities across Jefferson County about whether they're seeing more homeless in the area and how that affects what they do on a daily basis. According to the National Alliance to End Homelessness, a chronically homeless person costs taxpayers an average of $35,578 per year. Locally, that's being seen by a handful of different agencies in Jefferson County. Municipal Court Judge John Mascio says the number of people getting arrested and being brought to court has risen in recent months.
Well, we have had an increase of individuals that are new to the community, and the majority of these individuals are homeless. They're what I would call chronically mentally ill. They have substance abuse issues. They're on government assistance. They're often charged with lower level misdemeanor crimes, disorderly conduct, criminal trespass.
Mascio says each of these hearings doesn't just cost the defendants, they also cost the local taxpayers.
People do enjoy a presumption of innocence under our Constitution, and they have constitutional rights that the court has to look out for. So more often than not, I'll enter pleas of not guilty on their behalf because you can see that they're mentally ill. We have to appoint counsel to represent them, which comes at expense. Once an attorney is appointed, more often than not, they raise the issue of the person's competency to stand trial. And at that point, we have to make referrals to the state hospital for an evaluation. That comes at great expense. It's anywhere between $1,000 to $1,500. And I think people need to recognize, too, that housing people in jail comes at great expense. For our county jail, it's $65 per day per inmate.
According to the Ohio Department of Education, during the 2022-23 school year, the Buckeye State had more than 24,000 students experiencing homelessness. The department's reports portal says that this year, 76 kids in Jefferson County schools are considered homeless students. At Steubenville City Schools, resources are provided to all students, including free breakfasts and lunches, washing machines and dryers in each school, and places to shower if needed. School officials say they do as much as possible to help these kids not just get through classes, but get through any emotional or physical trauma they may have.
It's just all of us working together as a community within all of our schools. Each of our buildings have those programs in place, and we're all just working together to make sure that the kid is safe, comfortable.
Just having a breakfast every single morning, the lunch services that we have for each and every one of those students. We also have an in-school clinic. So if they need any type of medical services, anything of that nature, we have the clinic that they can come to. They have access at each of our buildings, from the high school to the elementary schools. They'll have access to those clinics, as well as the mental health portion of it.
But providing these resources and trying to help keep kids of transient families in class day in and day out does come at a cost as well. Can this be taxing on a school system?
Yes, definitely, because a lot of these students, they're very complex. We have to put together a unified education program for them so that we make sure that we could meet all their needs. And as was said before, sometimes we feel like we just get that all put together and we have the resources and then they're gone. And you might have another family come in and take their place, or you might have those families come back into the area after a time, but a lot of those resources then have either been dismantled, discontinued, so we're always starting over from square one.
Even local homeless organizations say they are struggling to keep up with the need. The Urban Mission operates 3 shelters and offers health and hunger services. Former Urban Mission Executive Director Ashley Steele says homelessness is not a new problem for the area, though the topic has picked up steam in the last few months. But she says what they're seeing is stretching many of their resources thin as well.
I think sometimes the misconception is that we receive funding for every person that comes and stays at the shelter. There's even been a misconception that we bring people from other counties to come and stay with us, and that somehow that might impact our bottom line. It's actually quite the opposite. It stretches us more each and every time we have more people that stay in our shelter, because our funding level at the state hasn't changed.
So why does it seem like more people are coming to Steubenville for help, and how can that help be provided?
We offer programs here, but I think that not only is the school system stretched with resources, but I think our nonprofits are a little stretched as well, along with all of our city resources. I feel like we have some short-term solutions when we really need to be looking at long-term solutions, but also the long-term impact that this is going to have on our community.
So as all these separate entities try to provide for those in need, how are people still falling through the cracks? Tomorrow on News 9 Live at 5, I take a look at the gap in services being provided and what needs to happen to fill it. Hi, I'm Jamie Baker. Thanks for watching. Here's another video for you to watch, and please be sure to subscribe to our channel.